Hello, this is the Global Tarot Association's Book of Tarot, and I'm Reverend Stephanie Neal, and this is Lesson 3. So we begin, as always, with general information. This will be a short section, and it's about the decks or their origination. Now, most tarot decks are based on one or all of the following decks, which are the Rider-Waite-Smith deck by author Edward Waite and Smith, which obviously is what our focus is for this training. Then the Thoth deck created by Aleister Crowley. Then there's the original Marseille decks, which the author is presently unknown. Then some names for the four suits that some may have heard a few of these. An example is wands sometimes can be referred to as clubs or scepters or diamonds or batons, which is French, or the bastoni, which is Italian. Then for cups, they are referred to at times as chalices, goblets, hearts, coupe, and French, I don't know if I can pronounce it, so I will just spell it. C-O-U-P-E-S. Then for swords, spades, which that's Italian too. For the French, it's E-P-E-E-S. And for a regular playing deck, it's also called spades. Then pentacles sometimes is referred to as money, or circles, or coins, or dinera, or dineras, and clubs. Now let's get to the interpretations. We're going to be discussing the knights. General observations. All horses have a different stance. All knights are wearing armor. All knights are wearing feathers on top of their head or their helmet. Even the Pentacles horse has feathers on her head. In some decks, knights are replaced with horsemen. That's just an aside. All knights are wearing a helmet, somewhat covering their face. The helmets almost become masks when the face guard is pulled down. Traditionally, archetypes are to be considered. The tarot has evolved, though. Its focus is to identify more open-ended, yet still be somewhat specific. It is the court's choices to make changes, which changes the outcome. Knights are enforcers, making sure the will of the king and queen take place, transforming ideas into action. Knights protect the throne. They are fighters. They wore heraldry, representing who they served, representing the work they do. Examples of this, if we think about in current times, think about police officers, those serving in the military, clergy, medical profession, all give allegiance and represent their broader group or government. Of course, they own their own independent personalities. However, when in uniform, they speak for the brass's values, the culture's values, their culture that they belong. As you know, some react not to the individual, but to the uniform, be it admiration, or fear, where the minor arcana generally represents situations and circumstances. All court cards' focus is identifying human characteristics and personalities, good or bad, related to the question at hand. The royal card's attributes highlight the characteristics one might find in the firstborn of a family, such as leadership styles, management styles. Essentially, how do they exhibit power to their siblings and friends? Are they control freaks, or do they lovingly share the task and glory with everyone? Is the person proactive or reactive? Is the person an introvert or extrovert? Yet, as we all know, all behaviors change depending on a specific circumstance and specific individuals with which he or she is interacting. Thus, each characteristic we assign to each knight card should always be given the opportunity to freely change based on the querent's clear question, embracing any given situation. Now we turn to the interpretations, and as always, we start out with A.E. Waite, the one that created this deck with Smith. A.E. Waite, he is shown, we're talking about the Knight of Wands now. He is shown as if upon a journey, armed with a short wand, and although mailed, he is not on a warlike errand. He is passing mounds or pyramids. The motion of the horse is a key to the character of its rider and suggests the participant's mood or things connected therewith. The meaning: departure, absence, flight, emigration, a dark young man, friendly, change of residence, reversed, rupture, division, interruption, discord. Frank Albano, a journey, advancement into the unknown, alteration, flight, absence, change of residence. Marseille by Mary Packard. The Knights of Cups. Swords and coins are mounted on blue steeds, but this unconventional knight is riding a horse of a different color. His horse is flesh-colored, suggesting that his quest is less than lofty and perhaps more carnal. Another interpretation is that this knight is more vulnerable than the others. The decorative flowers at his knee may reflect vanity or creativity. The horse and rider face the left of the card, though their heads are turned toward the right, suggesting confusion and lack of a definite purpose. Upright indicates a journey or a change of residence, tendency to follow immediate urges in favor of setting long-term goals. Hint of the unknown. Reversed. Romantic turbulence. Difficulty in resisting temptations. Selfish pursuit of one's own desires. S. L. McGregor Mathers. Departure, separation, disunion, reversed, rupture, discord, quarrel. Stephanie Neal. None of the knights are looking at you as if they are not completely engaged with your life. Ask yourself, what are the specific characteristics that are causing good things to happen in this situation? Or hindrances? All knight cards express what is happening through four things: the horse's face and their stance, the knight's face expression, and the helmet, which serves as both a mask and protection. The third, the uniform with whom he represents, who he serves. Fourth, and the feather of living a passionate life. Enthusiasm sometimes transmutes into recklessness or restlessness. The Knight of Cups. Weight. Graceful, but not warlike. Riding quietly, wearing a winged helmet, referring to those higher graces of the imagination which sometimes characterize this card. He too is a dreamer, but the images of the side of sense haunt him in his vision. Meanings: arrival, approach sometimes that a messenger advances, proposition will be at hand, demeanor, invitation, incitement, a visit from a friend who will bring unexpected money to the querent. Reversed: trickery, artifice, subtlety, swindling, duplicity, fraud, irregularity. Albano. An invitation or opportunity may soon arise. Arrival, approach, advancement, attraction, inducement, appeal, challenge, proposal. Packard. The knight holds the cup in the open palm of his outreached hand, implying a generous nature. His relaxed body language speaks of kindness and trust. His large cup and the fact that it's uncovered shows that the knight is a confident, unguarded person with no hidden motives. His simple, unadored clothing, combined with the horse's unembellished saddle and reins, point to a total lack of pretension. Upright, altruistic, sincere, and trusting, romantic and generous. Reversed: superficial with shallow values, deceitful. Mathers. Arrival, approach, advance. Reversed: duplicity, abuse of confidence, fraud, cunning. Neal. The horse's face reflects quiet gratitude, and her stance is of a slow approach to the living waters before her to drink. The knight's face expression and the helmet, which serves as both a mask and protection. The uniform with whom he represents and who he serves, which is the one consciousness represented by the sea and all who live in or near it. And the feather of a passionate life, lives inside every thought he transforms, serving others, always returns to him or her. Like all knight cards, he will overreach at times. He is introspective, yet charming. Knight of Swords. Wait. He is riding in full course, as if scattering his enemies. In the design, he is really a prototypical hero of romantic chivalry. He might almost be Galahad, whose sword is swift and sure, because he is clean of heart. Meanings: skill, bravery, capacity, defense, address, enmity, wrath, war, destruction, opposition, resistance, ruin. There is therefore a sense in which the card signifies death, but it carries this meaning only in its proximity to other cards of vitality. A soldier, man of arms, satellite, heroic action predicted for soldier, reversed, incapacity, extravagance, imprudence. Albano, bravery, skill, capacity, the strength and dash of a young man, heroic action, opposition, and war, impetus, rush into the unknown, without fear, a master in the art of action and warfare. Packard. The horse's upraised hoofs indicate that it does not want to proceed. Determined to forge ahead, the Knight of Swords forces the reluctant horse to move down a path toward the left of the card. The mask on the knight's shoulder is facing right, however, indicating that perhaps he just might be going in the wrong direction, both figuratively and literally. Both horse and rider are splendidly adorned, an indication that this knight is as concerned with appearances as he is with his mission. Upright, impetuous, willful, proficient in the art of war. Reversed, irresponsible, conceited, of limited vision, misguided, dispute, struggle with a rival. Who will be conquered? Mathers. A soldier, a man whose profession is arms, skillful, capacity, address, promptitude. Reversed, a conceited fool, ingenuous, simplicity. Neil. The horse's face depicts, "Do you not see I am tired?" And her stance is a full throttle run, saying, "I am serving you by giving you all I have, but remember I too need to be considered." The knight's face expression is anger, and the helmet, which serves as both a mask and protection, is wide open, not protecting him. The uniform with whom he represents who he serves, which are the wild winds. The red feather, along with the butterfly wings, several birds flying above him as he flies through the air, moving against the strong winds, as he holds the horse's reins with one gloved hand, living a full-throttle, passionate life. His actions are like a tornado. He is idealistic and analytical. Knight of Pentacles. Wait. He rides a slow, enduring, heavy horse, to which his own aspect corresponds. He exhibits his symbol, but does not look therein. Meaning, utility, serviceableness, interest, responsibility, rectitude, all on the normal and external plane. Reversed, inertia, idleness, repose of that kind, stagnation, also placidity, discouragement, carelessness. Albano, a mature and responsible person, reliable, methodical, patient, persistent, ability to conclude a task, laborious, organized. Packard, Knight of Coins or Pentacles. The knight's eyes are firmly focused on the coin in front of him. He is headed toward a future where his single-minded pursuit will lead him to the material success he clearly seems motivated to attain. The rosettes on his horse's bridle hint at creativity, and the red color of his tunic suggests passion. With any luck, this knight will be able to earn success by making the most of his creative talents. Upright indicates someone who would like to attain prosperity through creative endeavors. A focus on an attainable but difficult goal. A useful man. Useful discoveries. Reverse. A brave man out of employment. Impracticality. Urges may lead one astray and prevent the realization of a desired goal. Mathers, a useful man, trustworthy, wisdom, economy, order, regulation. Reversed, a brave man, but out of employment, idle, negligence. Neil, the horse's face is wise and grateful, and her stance that he has all 4 feet on the ground, not moving. The Knight of Pentacles is dependable, has material success, and filled with focused stamina. He loves things of the wild. He is a promise keeper. The knight's face expression is heavy in contemplation, and the helmet serves as a mask. And the feather of living a passionate life is worn by both the royal horse and knight. Acknowledging the horse is equally serving royalty and communicating with you. If you want to remember just 1 or 2 symbols for the knight cards, the knight's embellished helmet or the mask and the horse in each card will serve you well. And yet, as an aside, the Gateway to the Divine Tarots, or sometimes it's called the Legacy to the Divine Tarot, he created all of his knights as just on the card is just a helmet that looks like a mask. So that was interesting when I saw that. Now we have the approach. This approach is called reading the scene by required knowledge or thinking. So in other words, what you are doing right now, you are learning what authors have said in the past regarding each card's interpretation. Hopefully in the future you will find yourself reading more interpretations. In this way you are developing a font of knowledge So when it is time to interpret the cards, you will allow spirit to lead you to intuitively read, yet all the while you select which bank of knowledge from which to select. I study this way because I think it is fun. Yet I allow intuition to come in for guidance. Then there are times I study the symbols, but then again, that's another approach. Now, glossary, one word, divination. Now, divination, that word is derived from the Latin word divinar, meaning to be inspired by God. Now, the assignment, interpretation pages. Design a picture or pictures conveying the meaning of a night. Then repeat this for all 4 nights. So essentially it's 4 nights, 4 pages with lots of pictures that you draw or you cut out from magazines depicting the meanings of each night. Trying to keep everything that recognizing how there's so many similarities when it comes to the core cards and especially the 4 nights. All right, so until next time, blessed be.